all trying to get off our phones a bit more this year, right? I know I definitely am. So I came up with some ideas that I wanted to share with you today of things that are just a little bit different and fun and can get you off your phone. And a quick reminder is that you do not have to be good at these things. If you're just starting them for the first time, you will be a beginner at it, and that is okay. These are meant to get us off our phone, working our brains, trying something new, and just having fun. And I'd like to apologize for the lighting. It keeps going from sunny to cloudy outside, so the lighting is a little bit weird. So anyway, I wanted to try and give you some ideas that you don't hear all the time. So for example, jogging. If you love running or jogging, try something different like trail running. Get off of the concrete road or sidewalk and get onto some trails in the woods. It can be a lot of fun and make for a great change of scenery to take your run off the beaten path and onto a trail or into the woods. Next up, I have a few ideas in the crafting category. First of all is travel scrapbooking. Of course, you know that I had to mention this one. It's one of my favorite hobbies to do, especially for crafting. I have a million videos about my travel scrapbook here on YouTube and short form on TikTok and Instagram. So if you want to see a full flip through of my scrapbook, I show layouts and ideas. So what I basically do is take all of my photos from my trips. I also collect mementos, paper scraps, receipts, and all of that. I save them during my trip, and then I make a nice page for my travel scrapbook, which really just gets me off my phone. It's super fun to flip through, and it's a nice way to have a physical copy of all of your memories instead of just scrolling through photos on your phone. So I absolutely love to do this. And similar to that as well, I kind of want to get into junk journaling, which is where you take more of the junk or garbage from your trips, like those receipts or scrap pieces of paper, and just put them into a journal. They don't have to be pretty, they don't have to be aesthetic, you don't have to be an expert scrapbooker to do it. Literally just start gluing things in there, maybe write a little journal prompt about the trip and add it in there as well. Cut out some photos if you want to, and this just sounds really fun and very different from my slightly more polished scrapbook. I also love to make jewelry. I've really been getting into this lately, and there's so many different ways to do it. You can make it really simple with just some elastic cord, some pony beads, or just those simple little seed beads. Make jewelry like that. You can get into using pliers and charms. Here's an example of a little necklace that I recently made. It is kind of a mushroom and nature inspired one. It's a little charm necklace with this super cute little mushroom charm on it, and I had a ton of fun making this and just being creative, doing literally anything. So I really like doing that recently. Or if you want to take it a step further, you could do something like silversmithing. You could see if there's any local classes to learn how to do it, or of course YouTube as well. You can learn anything on YouTube, but of course that is a little more expensive to get into than just buying some beads and some string. But taking a class is a great way to learn a new hobby, see if it really interests you before investing a bunch of money into it. Another idea is pressed flower art. Literally go out and pick flowers in your yard or on a walk or at the park. Learn how to properly press them and dry them and then make them into something. I've seen people do bookmarks and jewelry and all different things, and I think those are so beautiful and it's such a unique hobby. Next up is learning how to make a fun drink at home. Now these do not have to be alcoholic. I don't really like to drink all that much, but I love a fun drink. I like to take different things like electrolyte mixes, different sugars or flavorings. I also have like collagen and stuff that I can add in to make it healthy. You can even do protein or fiber and all that and add it in to make it extra healthy, or you can just make it fun and delicious. And I love to do this. I make my little electrolyte drink and then I go on my walking pad for a while and I'll either just do some work or just scroll on my iPad on TikTok or something like that. And it is so fun and I love doing that. And I just really like to have a fun drink on me. So learning how to make some at home has been a ton of fun. Next, we got learning how to use a new camera. This could be an old film camera. If you've never shot on film before, you can pick up a cheap used one and see if it's something that you enjoy doing. Learning how to print your photos. You can get a DSLR, you can get an action camera, a 360 camera. There's so many different kinds of videography and photography tools out there. So if you really like taking photos or videos, maybe try out a new camera, and like I said, find a used one or a really cheap one first. See if you like doing it, see how the film turns out, and see if it's something you really enjoy or want to invest in. After that, I've got bird watching on my list. I just moved down south and there's so many different birds out here compared to the Midwest, and I don't really know the names of any of them. So I really want to learn the names of these birds, maybe track which ones that I've seen, maybe keep a little journal log or get one of those little books that helps you identify birds. I think that would be a lot of fun, and of course you can do this for any kind of wildlife. It doesn't have to be birds, but I really like birds and I want to keep track of the new ones that I'm seeing here in my yard or just around South Carolina. After that, I've got geocaching. This was something me and my family used to do when I was younger. We really had an interest in it and it was really cool, and it's something that I might want to take up again, especially like I said, I'm in a brand new area. You can join geocaching groups and it's just something super unique that you don't hear about too often. Next, I've got finding your signature recipes. Now, this could be anything, like I mentioned before, finding your signature drink that you want to serve to people when you come over, maybe a signature crock pot meal or a dinner, an entree, a dessert. Just practice making something and get really good at it and have it be your signature dish when people come over. Like for me, I love to make pulled pork when people come over. I think I'm pretty good at it. I love my pulled pork and it's super easy to do with a crock pot and it always turns out really good. So it's always nice to have just a signature recipe that's easy for you to make that always turns out good. I've also got rock and fossil hunting on here. Find some areas on you, go to Google, go to TikTok, go to here on YouTube. I actually made a video about my experience going mining just a month or so ago. I went crystal mining where you literally you're in this big pile of dirt, digging with your shovels and your hands and finding crystals, and then you get to keep basically everything that you find. And it was such a super fun and unique experience. Like, I absolutely loved it. It was a big treasure hunt for me and we found so many super cool crystals, so I absolutely loved that. I also love going to the beach and looking for shark's teeth. I think that is a ton of fun. I found a fossilized great white shark tooth just a couple months ago out in Charleston and that was so exciting. I want to keep going out there and looking for more and then maybe turning it into pieces of jewelry. I think that would be super cool, but I just think it is such a fun treasure hunt going out there and looking for rocks and fossils. I also want to do some more frisbee golfing. I have the frisbees and I think there's actually a course that you can go do it on just a few miles from my house, so I think that would be a lot of fun as well. And then next on my list, I have learn an instrument or relearn if you used to play in high school and then just completely fell off. So for me, I used to play trombone and I actually have a trumpet sitting in my garage. It's actually all taken apart right now because I was cleaning it, but I think it would be so fun to relearn how to play an instrument. Start with those basic little books and just teach yourself. My husband also wants to do that, so I think it'd be really cool if we could learn to play a few songs together. And again, that's just such a great way to get off your phone, to really work your brain and play an instrument. And then I have digital scrapbooking on Pinterest or Canva. And yes, I know this one's on your phone, but you're doing something different and getting inspired and being creative, so I put it on here anyway. I mean, it is so fun to scroll Pinterest and see all these aesthetic and beautiful boards, and it's also really fun to create them. Whether it be creating like a vision board for yourself or designing your dream office space or bedroom or bathroom, you can literally find anything on Pinterest, and then you can create a little board on Pinterest. You can save all those photos and bring them into Canva and create just a nice big vision board for yourself, and I think that's a ton of fun as well. And I do this every year to make that vision board and set it as my wallpaper so I can look at it every day and feel inspired. And of course, I have to mention thrifting. I love thrifting. I go all the time. Most of my clothes is actually secondhand, mostly from either the thrift store or online secondhand shopping on places like Depop, Poshmark, and Mercari. I've also got a ton of videos about this, bringing you along to the thrift store with me, sharing my thrift tips and how I find really good items while I'm thrifting. I've also made a video on how I created an entire secondhand wardrobe for myself, so if you're interested in those, definitely make sure to check out my thrifting playlist. But it's one of my favorite things to do because there's different items every time. You never know what you're gonna find, so it's really exciting and again, just like a treasure hunt. Next up is volunteering, and there's so many different ways to volunteer. You can go and pick up trash just in your own yard, on your own street, at a local park, at the beach. If you really love animals and maybe you can't have them yourself, volunteering at the animal shelter is a great way to spend your time. You're feeling great yourself, you're getting to pet and care for animals in need, so it's a win-win. Next up, I have collecting something. You can collect literally anything from things you find outside to antiques to stamps. You could be collecting things when you go to the thrift store, like every time you go, you're looking for this certain piece to add to your collection. There's literally infinite things you can collect. Like for me, I collect the rocks and fossils that I find, but it's just a ton of fun to go out and find something and bring it home and add it to your collection. And then we have water hobbies. Again, there's so many things that fall into this category, but a few of them being kayaking, paddleboarding, canoeing. I actually just got this canoe paddleboard hybrid thing that I am super excited to try out, especially on all these new lakes and rivers down here in South Carolina, but especially on a hot summer day, it just feels so good to be out on the water. You can bring a little picnic lunch with you as well, and it always just feels great to get out of the house. And lastly is trying new hobbies. I know I'm not the only person who starts a million different hobbies, never finishes them, invests a bunch of money into them, but honestly, it's really not a bad thing if you're not spending a ton of money on it. But learning something new, seeing if you like it or not, that's not a bad thing. So try those different hobbies. Like I said, if it's something that's kind of expensive, go and try a class on it first, or see if a friend has things you can borrow, or even a library. You can learn a ton about yourself this way, and it's also getting you one step closer to finding that hobby that's maybe going to stick with you and not just be a phase. So don't be afraid to get out and try different hobbies, even if you're not good at them. So that is my list of unique hobbies you can try instead of doom scrolling, and I would of course love to hear in the comments what your favorite hobbies are, or what you like to do to get yourself off your phone and instead of scrolling. And if you're not following me on TikTok and Instagram, make sure to go do so, because I post every day there and I share a lot about my hobbies on there as well. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, because it would mean a whole lot to me. And thank you so much for watching.